Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. I am doing a re-review or a long-term review of the Waypoint from Quiet Carry. I've had this knife basically since they came out with this model, and I've really super enjoyed it. I've already done several reviews of it. Well, not, did a standard review. And I also listed this as my favorite knife in my collection about a year and a half ago or a year ago when I ranked all my knives to try to figure out which knife was my favorite. This came out on top, which might be surprising to you because it looks pretty plain Jane. Well, I'm going to tell you why I think this is still one of my best knives in my collection. I don't know if it's the best. I haven't ranked it again, but I know for sure that it's in the top three still. But before I do go over those reasons, I'd love for you guys to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really helps out the channel. Thank you so much in advance. And thanks to my Patreon crew. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate you, and I can't wait to give you guys another knife really soon. All right, so why this knife? This knife has a couple of things. I'm just going to list some of the features right off the bat. By the way, this is a $300 knife, and I think right now they make all of these. I don't know if they even make the plain scaled one. I think it's a diamond peel ply type texture on all of them right now, which I really wish I had, but I don't because I got this too early. So that is something that I think is pretty cool. But almost all their knives have these four little dots right here. Very nice aesthetically. Very plain looking knife, right? It's milled out. Action on it is incredible. Works every single time. Milled out for lightweight reduction, and there's plenty of space for the inset liner for you to get in there and open the knife really easy and to close it, right? This wire clip works really well, has never bent out on me, and it's for left-handers. Flush screws on the sides make this just look very clean and nice. And let's not bury the lead. The lead on this is that it's Vanex. I have really started to love this Vanex. It never stains. It cuts all the time. This is hollow grind as well. So it just goes through everything. Even when the blade starts to go dull, it's still going to cut because of the geometry of the blade. The geometry of the blade is more important than the knife steel or how sharp it is. A knife blade that has the right geometry will stay and feel and cut longer and sharper than the best steel with bad geometry. And that's just a fact. It's something that everyone knows in this world. That's why a crappy gross knife that you get for $15 might feel like a good knife to you, even though it's made like crap. It might feel like it stays sharp for a long time just because they randomly accidentally made the geometry of the blade really nice. This isn't by accident. This is by design. This feels really nice in the hand. And what I do, and one of the reasons why I love this knife so much is that I always have it on my life jacket. It's the knife that I take with me to go fishing. I have a pocket knife with me. It gets wet all the time. Never had a single bit of stain. And also the liners inside are LC200N, which is basically a knife steel that other people use for their primary blade steel. So the liners and the block are themselves made out of a premium stainless steel, and the titanium obviously is never going to rust. The washers in here, and this, not washer, yeah, washers. The washers on here also just have not rusted on me, even though they're phosphor bronze. They just have not. Sometimes when you have two different metals touching each other, it creates a difference in polarity, and that can create rust as well. That doesn't happen with this knife. Now, I have been out camping with it for a very long time, and sand and stuff have gotten in here, and I've been traveling like in salt water, right? And the lock stopped engaging because there was just so much grit and crud in here. So I took some fresh water and I basically swished it around and cleaned it and blew it out. And then it was clean again and it was fine. And I went on for the rest of the trip and had no worries about it locking again. So, and then when I opened it up and I cleaned it, there was no rust in there. I just needed to clean it out, and it's super easy to do that. Got a locking nut here, and it just comes out super easy. And you just have this back spacer bolt here. You just need to take that nut out the back here, and then you have a full spacer back here. It comes apart super easy. So again, one of my favorite knives still out there. I think the upgraded version, the 2.0 version with the nice diamond texturing or peel ply to it, makes it an even nicer knife. I think this is a must-have for anyone who actually uses their knives and does any kind of water sports, fishing, camping, or boating, this is the knife that you need. This is one of the few knives where I've ever said to myself, and this is the only bad thing I have to say about it, I wish it had a lanyard. I never say that. I hate lanyard holes. But because I wear this on my life jacket, I just usually clip it onto my life jacket. And in this one instance, I wish that there was a lanyard hole, because then I would actually probably put a lanyard on it so that I could attach it and make sure that I don't lose it. Now, I've never lost it. This is a super deep carry clip. You'll see that, right? This wire is stainless steel as well, and very, very strong. And the gauge on it is thicker than, it feels thicker than your standard. Like here we've got the North Arms, and this, I love the Skaha, right? This is also a great, you would think a great knife for your life jacket. And it does have a lanyard hole, but it's the clip on here keeps bending on me, right? And is the gauge, if you look at the gauge, this gauge is slightly thicker, and you can just tell that this is a higher stainless steel, like harder steel than this. This gets caught, and this, for some reason, does not. I think it's also because this is shorter, like the clip is just a little bit shorter, whereas this is super long, and that makes it easier for it to bend. So one thing that I wish that it had would be a hidden lanyard. And by that I mean is that this backspacer here would just have a little carve out with a little nut and a little thing where you could just put a little high, piece of paracord, high strength, small gauge paracord right in here so that I could put on a lanyard for when I want it, when I'm boating. Having said that, what I have done is actually tied a lanyard to the clip itself right up here onto the thing, so it won't go anywhere. It's just a little less elegant, but it does work. All the way around, the Waypoint Vanix and is just an incredible steel. Stays sharp forever. I've had no problem sharpening it, and I really don't understand why people don't make more knives with Vanix. So that's my little long-term review of this knife. I can't say enough about it. It's still a banger, still an awesome knife. I think you guys should check it out if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments what you think about this knife. If you had one and if you used it for a long time, do you still use it? Or has it faded for you? I personally love this knife and still use it. By the way, finger flicking it pretty darn hard because of the way that it's scalloped here. This is only going to be opening with your thumb, but the action on it is super easy. You just a little bit of a flick and it flies open. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Comments really help the channel. If you want a chance to win a knife, and to help make this content, $3 a month, follow the link down below for Patreon, and you too could possibly win a knife and also help me make more content. Thanks so much, guys, and I will see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.